Rightio, guys. This is the worst backroom levels. Not plural, singular. The worst backroom level, the Shady Grey. It's like me when I was first coming up with specific names for my Titans in Titanfall 2. I added fucking numbers and letters.
And we're back, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to the Shady Grey Explained video. Hope you guys are ready for this one. This one was really highly requested from you guys, and it was super dope to record this. I think you're going to enjoy it. But let's get into one of the craziest Backrooms levels. Backrooms Explained, the Shady Grey. After weeks of y'all asking, I'm finally going to do it. Let's get into it. The Shady Grey is classified as Class Undetermined and is a collection of extremely unstable sublevels that are really rare and hard to get to. All of the levels are colored in a grayscale black and white format, and the environments inside of the sublevels are extremely dangerous and very, very unstable. Meg has sent multiple agents to this level to explore its sublevels to try to get more information about it, but only one has come back alive. There are 8 confirmed sublevels that have been discovered so far, but there might be more than that. We don't know. And not all 8 of them are documented. Only 5 of them are documented, so we're going to get into them right now. The first sublevel...
Right, okay. Idea for Meg. Right, okay. Liquid Silence, Almond Water, Water Pistols, try and get some armor, if you can. If you also can, try and get a fucking minigun. Or something like that. Or maybe... Apparently in level 69, you can get cars in. Toby told me that on one of the other videos. It is possible to no-clip a car into the back rooms. But a specific one. So maybe you could get a Humvee. With a turret on top of it. Because that would be dope. Combine the fact that you can get Liquid Silence onto the Humvee and the minigun on top, you have a killing, you have a killing machine. So, yeah.
Is level 00 or Z0, but I'm not going to say Z0 because level 0 sounds better. And this is the most stable part of the Shady Grey. It's the only sublevel that you can actually explore without really much danger being there. That is, as long as you escape it before nighttime. This sublevel looks like a jungle, but it's black and white, just like all the other sublevels. And the trees here are really glitched, and they're glitched inside of each other most times. But besides that, in the black and white color scheme, the level is pretty stable. So level 0 is where you actually enter the Shady Grey level at. You'll wake up in the shack you see on the screen right now, in the middle of the jungle there. This specific sublevel has a day-night cycle of about 12 hours, but it doesn't gradually change from day to night like it does in real life. Instead, it instantly changes like a light switch being turned on or off. This is really dangerous, and I'll explain why later. But the reason I was saying that the area is somewhat safe is because during the day there are no entities here at all. But at nighttime, the level gets flooded with them. When it does get nighttime, all the light immediately goes away, and it gets so dark that you can't even see your hand right in front of you. Also, flashlights and stuff don't work here either. You'll start to hear howlers howling in the distance about 5 minutes into the darkness, and this is the last chance you have to get out of there before you're just toast. Now, the entities that are actually here are unknown since they can't be seen, since it's, pitch black, but it's theorized that they have night vision so they can hunt down wanderers easily. During the daytime in the sublevel, you can see lakes and rivers that are full of almond water. But when it turns nighttime, those same lakes and rivers turn into liquid pain somehow. Even if you put the almond water in a bottle from the lake, it'll turn to liquid pain at nighttime. You can get to the next sublevel below this one by getting a branch and drawing in the mud. This will open up the floor and you'll fall directly into the next part. The next sublevel is called level 1. This is a very unstable area that looks like a black and white mansion. When you fall into this mansion, you'll be in the lobby part of it, and you'll notice that the furniture here is really glitchy, and it's really just distorted. If you touch the furniture, it'll cause your body to start glitching and distort you on an atomic level, so don't do that. Other than the glitchy furniture, this level is just a grayscaled mansion. But there is one entity here, and it's very dangerous. He's known as the Landlord, and he wears a suit and a fedora, and is always carrying around a briefcase with him. If the landlord sees you, he'll start walking towards you, and if you run away, all the exit doors will instantly be closed and locked. When he gets to you, he will unalive you for trespassing, loser. There's been some reports of people being able to escape the landlord by shooting him, then escaping from there by breaking a door down and getting to the next sublevel, but this hasn't always worked. The next sublevel is Sublevel 2, which is a huge...
See, I told you, not everyone is bulletproof in this world, in this reality.
Forest blanketed in snow, and lucky for you, this sublevel is one of, if not the safest sublevel in the Shady Gray. It's also the most explored one too. Now, it doesn't make any sense that this level is covered in snow because it's actually hot all the time here. In fact, it's so hot that people have literally ceased to exist because of sunburn and sun exposure or heat stroke. Almond water can stop these effects though, so just make sure you bring some with you. This level appears to have a sun that shines all the time, and snow never melts, even if it's getting direct exposure to the sun and the heat. Since the level is black and white, like all the levels here, it's literally impossible to tell if you're sunburned unless you feel it, since you can't see color in any grayscale place. There are places to not get exposed to the sun though, like under the trees in the forest, or the small meg base that's located here. The base is made up of 3 people, and they've explored most of this part of the level. Other than the snow melting and the direct heat and sunlight, there's nothing really special about this level, except for the one entity that lives here called the Fallen Angels. They look like humans with huge black wings and robes, and their body looks like they've been injured with holes in them, but they claimed they faded away, and that's how they turned out to be a fallen angel. It's assumed that they were people at one point, but that's not confirmed since they never want to talk about how they came to be that way. And they're passive and they will talk to you if you confront them, but they get very aggressive if you mention level 71, so don't. Getting out of the sublevel is simple. You just have to ask a fallen angel to send you on to the next sublevel, and then they'll throw you through the ground right into sublevel 3. So now we're at the 4th.
Okay, so let's remember. So the first Shady Gray sublevel is basically zombie apocalypse sort of thing, where if you try and do a final stand, you'll most probably die. Unless you're using liquid silence on a minigun with a Humvee as well. And you're wearing like some sort of ultra protective armor like T60 power armor in Fallout. The next sublevel has one entity where he can unlive us. And then the next sublevel has entities, but they're passive and they'll actually talk to you and help you get to the next sublevel. So, yeah. Fucking hell.
YouTube Music Premium. Start a 1-month free trial.
Angel to send you on to the next sublevel, and then they'll throw you through the ground right into sublevel 3. So now we're at the 4th sublevel, which is sublevel 3 because we started at 0. It's confusing. This is the weirdest sublevel in the Shady Gray. It's an infinite black and white ocean.
Right, I want to read what that thing says. A picture of the Meg exploring the ocean with stolen boats from the level 3. Pictures taken using drone technology. A few grandfather clocks can be seen floating among them. The fuck?
With occasional islands. But the water here has clocks floating in it. And these clocks have some sort of time-altering abilities within them, and they all do different things, but more on that in a second. The water of the ocean is very corrosive and toxic, and it seems to be like a weird mixture of normal distilled water and motor oil or mercury, okay? Meg has found 4 different types of clocks floating in the ocean. Analog, digital, grandfather clocks, and even watches. Now remember when I said that the clocks can alter time? Well, it typically happens when you touch them. Analog clocks themselves are the safest to touch because they'll send you to level 2 or to the next sublevel. But the analog clocks are really rare to find. Digital clocks, however, are extremely dangerous. If you pick one up, you'll be sent to level 195, which is a level full of dangerous, mysterious properties. The good news is that the digital clocks are also pretty rare. Now, normal watches, like you wear on your wrist, are really weird. They're considered an offensive weapon on this level because if you put one on your wrist, you can point your hand and watch forward towards a person, and it'll send that person to their last day alive. Nice. This could mean instantly unaliving them, or it can mean sending them to their demise by getting attacked by an entity. There's only one reported case of someone living through a watch attack, and it's because somehow this dude got sent to be unalived by a wretch, and he escaped the wretch, and he was missing for over a year before Meg found him. The grandfather clocks, you know, those huge ones, do a really weird aging thing. If you throw someone onto a floating grandfather clock, They'll either age up to an old person or de-age to a baby. This specific sublevel of Shady Gray is virtually impossible to set up an outpost since there is constant watch wars happening between the people that live here and Meg themselves. Meg barely even got a base up here, and they're under constant attack by the natives of this land. There are also speedboats on this level as well, but most of them are with Meg or the small groups, so that fact was kind of useless now that I think about it. So the last stable sublevel is sublevel 4, which is the 5th level. You can only get here by touching an analog clock on the last sublevel, which will teleport you here, and you'll land in a river. The water is safe to touch, but not to consume, and the rivers are surrounded on both sides by a huge city and skyscrapers. The city area looks really similar to level 11, except it's in the black and white grayscale, obviously. But a lot of the buildings here are glitchy and distorted. You can only enter the skyscrapers by breaking in because the doors are locked, but that's not a good idea since they're literally infested with aggressive entities. The streets inside the city are crawling with armed facelings that will attempt to mug you if they even see you. You can make them docile though if you give them almond water. The mangled entity is also very common here, and they're always looking for prey. But the armed facelings and the mangled are not the only problems here. The temperatures change really quickly, and natural disasters like blizzards or tornadoes can happen at random, so it's constantly in environmental danger too. It's also dark all the time, so there's no purposeful way you can escape this level, you just have to accidentally no-clip. Cool. So the next part is the last documented part on the Wikidot, and it's called the Lost Hope. This is the part of the Shady Gray where stability itself just stops. It's impossible to escape, and it'll drain all the hope you have left if you had any to begin with. The walls of the Lost Hope are wobbly and distorted, and pretty much anyone who makes it here doesn't make it out. After this, there's virtually nothing documented except Too Far and The End, which don't have any words, they're just pictures. So yeah, that is the massive explanation of the Shady Gray sublevel conglomerate. It's a weird conglomeration of sublevels that don't make any sense, but they're crazy, and I think they're pretty well written, actually. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Leave suggestions on what levels you want me to go over in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.
That was very, very concerning. So, the back rooms. I'm very glad that I watched the Backrooms found footage thing by Kane Pixels, because if I hadn't have watched them, I wouldn't have seen the memes, and then I wouldn't have seen this. So yeah, and I'm also this Backrooms thing is very, very scary. So what it's kind of like if hell just said fuck you and just sent you to an alternate reality of hell. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, which should be done soon.